So, what's happened today is Donald Trump's Tariff Liberation Day has been potentially blocked by the Court of International Trade, who said that US President Trump was acting outside of his authority to implement these tariffs. So, as a result, we've seen a strong reaction initially, strongly risk on, with markets absolutely surging higher, S&P 500 down, Nasdaq overnight. That has somewhat faded now. And if we just take a look at the E-mini from the overnight session, we can see, yes, it surged higher. Price tried to hold above the R2 pivot point and has collapsed. That buyers at the point of control collapsed, buyers at the R2 collapsed, buyers at the value area low collapsed. So sellers are in control. Okay, we've moved back down to this 5936 area. And that remains a key area for sellers. Okay, if we can stay underneath this region here, this R1, we could very well see a continuation of selling. So we want to avoid longs for now. We want to see if we get a continuation for shorts. If we can get above 5960, be careful because the market has rejected higher prices. So watch out for sellers. And if we see a 594, 5960, say we move up into that area, there's a high probability of failure as we move back into that 100 exponential moving average. So if we move up there and then fail, then look for selling. If we see it below 5935, we go back below these, then expect a continuation of shorts down to that pivot point about that 5910 region. And if we see clear absorption, we can look for longs from the 5910. And that's what to look for today. Looking at the order flow from the overnight session, we can see that the delta has turned negative from early in the European session. I think really what markets are sort of realizing is that Trump has a number of ways of putting these tariffs back on. And we had White House advisor Navarro saying, where was he? No, it was Hassett, Economic Advisor Hassett saying he's confident in the success of tariff ruling appeal. So the Trump administration has immediately appealed the International Court of International Trade's decision. We have had some data out with the jobs data showing slight weakness here for initial jobless claims than continuous jobless claims. Nothing to be alarmed about, but it is weaker than markets are expecting, and that was above the market's maximum expectations. GDP second expert slightly better, so they sort of offset each other. Nothing really to see in that. The main news is the FOMC minutes, with the Fed saying that they didn't see the sell-off in US Treasuries as a broader sell US asset narrative. They saw it more as the dollar weakness to do with hedging and hedging portfolios. So that also gave the dollar a bit of a boost. That has faded somewhat now. That initial dollar strength, you can see here, it's up and it's been clearly sent lower. So although all that move higher has just been sold, and analysts like ING, UFG, Goldman Sachs, they see that Trump still has tricks up his sleeve to make sure tariffs work. So that's why we're seeing this initial enthusiasm fade. Sellers are in control. They're in control of the delta. You can see here we're pushing down and through this weekly value area high here. And we've got the point of control sitting down here at the 5926 region. Some buyers trying to come in here. You can see some of that absorption going on, the price going lower, delta moving higher. So there is a bit of absorption going on down here, and we can look for that. Obviously, if we go back into this developed value area high here, then watch for sellers and a failure on that first standard deviation. So that's what we're looking for.